Hello, this is ANOMALY. If that name's not familiar to you, then perhaps the name A Good Set of Pistols is familiar to you. I am the creator of the Trader Overhaul. Trader Overhaul Complete, whatever name I want to give it at any given time. This is just going to be a quick little video showing some of the traders, actually, and some of their stock. Right now I'm playing alone again. So yeah, really well decked out, not too bad. This is one of my new animals, which I will show you in a second. So, I might as well just kind of give you a good look. So this is, of course, Beard. The only major difference is now he sells a few artifacts. He'll buy artifacts just like the ecologists do. I think it's at the exact same rate, too. That's one of my special armors, which again, I'll show you all those in a bit. Then, of course,
yeah, I'm gonna
have to find somebody else. Excuse the rain outside, it's a little heavy.
Да чё ты топчешься?
Oh my goodness. And you can see, here's some of his stock. He's been changed up significantly. That's a mutant hunter suit. Now he sells a few addon items like the renegade armor, mercenary stuff. Well, that's a bandit, but mercenary here, and a few items like that. It's really his big point. I believe he sells every scope as well, which somebody was telling me there was a scope that sold for like one, or you could buy for like 1 ruble or something. No, I'd have to figure out what that is. But anyways, so that gives you a good view of his. I didn't change good old Nimble up here. It's not really changed, other than the fact that now he sells all the exoskeletons, which is something I added a while back. Some people don't like that feature. Yeah. Next significant change, I'll bring you down here. I normally don't fast travel, but I just want to do it quickly for this add-on to give you an idea. So as I've said before, kind of one of the major reasons why I did this add-on in the first place was sort of for immersion. I don't take to that philosophy that immersions from, say, and I'm just using examples from this, adding gas mask effect, or making it so that the bleeding effect affects your vision, or something like that, or whatever other little things you want to do. Those are fine, but I don't really view them as immersion. I think of that very differently. So here's why. Sorry. He just said.
Подходи, брат, у меня как в Греции все есть.
Pretty much the same, but he just sells them. But two major ones. I'm not going to show you the faction traders because they're roughly the same thing. They're not really changed.
Хаюшки.
He is changed, however. So he will sell now a bunch of these, and I believe he only sells a weapon once. He should, at least. That looks like only weapon ones, so yeah, good. And then I'll show you the other trader. I have to get oriented. So this way. I don't know why I always like this weapon. It's just such zone-like weapon. Sorry if you can't hear me too well in this room. I do like this language. Hello, my good friends. I'll run into ANOMALY as I get there, that'd be really bad. not train. I mean, he did not change.
Привет, брат. Привет.
Okay.
Пока.
He is unchanged, but he is changed. And he will now sell a bunch of these.
Неплохо, неплохо.
Let me see.
За одну ходку две ночные звезды. Если так и дальше пойдет. В гробу
One
я
thing I
видел
do want
ваш
to change
хваленый
though in the
клан.
future is I want to make it so that only the colleges sell these, or like maybe the faction traders or something. I think they're more than. But I haven't decided how Then let's go to.
Пожрать ничего хорошего.
Okay, there. But yeah, I haven't decided about that feature. Make it so that they're the only ones that sell the Oracle one. I don't know, that just makes sense to me, but maybe you disagree. I don't know. I'll probe on that one. I don't know yet. Gonna give another reason to do crafting, which still needs to be overhauled, but hopefully the main developers get to that. Gosh, I love playing in this game. Rain looks so good in this game.
Кто молодозеренно? Чего ты тут ищешь? Прямой дороги тебе,
So
парень.
he sells a few shotguns, and of course, the beast of an armor. Really expensive though. And then he sells a mutant and the sailboats. And then a bunch of mutant. That's pretty much about really the major difference. He still sells a little bit of crafting stuff, but I didn't want to overhaul him on that. And then let's see, the next major one I wanted to show you is of course Barkeeper, Loris, and then Sidorovich. I don't really need to show you the other ecologist trader because he just sells a few extra artifacts and that's about it. Not much different on him. But these two are the other two big ones. I apologize, you can probably just skip about most of this video so you don't have to waste time for the loading screens. It's still raining.
Проходи, не задерживайся. Сосредоточиться на жертве. Ну, привет. На спинке, еще точно.
Как делишки?
And let's look at him. So you see a bunch of weapons there. Obviously he's already different. And we have a decent amount of armor. And then of course we have Phoenix and Poets. And I'll explain something at the end about those two. But we'll get to that. And then finally, let's... I'll show you Butcher, what the heck. I'll show you Butcher, why not? Here's one of my favorites to actually change, because even though it's real small changes, it makes sense what the changes are. I don't know, him and Beard were my two favorites. Beard only because I liked him selling artifacts and buying them for good prices. I know he has a quest for it, but I want you to have the option otherwise. Good places unlocked by the mansions. So not a whole lot different, but you'll notice he sells bandages, he sells some vodka, energy drinks. Those, a little bit more vodka. I think that's really about all I've added to him. I added that. The cooking stuff, I can't remember if he had that originally or not. I don't remember. But this is why I made him sell that stuff. Now I know he has a pistol there, but I take that to be the hunter kit, even though you can probably argue otherwise. But I mean, I just kind of sat there and looked at that, and I was like, wait a minute, why wouldn't you sell this thing? It's kind of silly. And then finally, I will show you good old Sidorovich. The faction traders, they're definitely changed, as in the Warsaw Pact weapons or the NATO weapons, but they're not hugely changed. They're not as significant as these traders. I'll just put it that way. I did not actually know that controllers do not do side damage for whatever reason. I was not aware of that. At least that's what somebody stated. I actually don't know if they do it in the base game, to be honest, but maybe they do. I don't recall.
Есть что-то стоящее?
And he's the final trader.
Так, что интересует?
As you can see, he has one of these, and actually, he very rarely carries one of those. I got lucky. That's a very rare gun for him to have. I think it's only like a 20% chance that it appears in his inventory. And of course, he has this in Ghosts. That's Fang's exoskeleton. He might be the one that... One of the traders I remember had all the scopes, and one had all the suppressors. Yeah, it looks like he has all the suppressors. Somebody said that there was an issue with one of these. I have a funny feeling that was with his setup. I could be wrong, but I have a funny feeling it probably is. Yeah, I'm using that add-on. Nope. Oops, wrong button. So let's do this. I just want to show all of the armors. That's the only one there. Artifact. Ghost. Helmetless. Phoenix Poet. Scar. Stalker Team. Zealot. And then the heavy is, I believe it's just Fangs and Hellhound. So, this would be all the armors. Of course, Hellhound's there, named after a military stalker I used to roleplay back in the day. The helmetless, the zealots, which is basically just scars, but I think it has a lot better. Yeah, it has a lot better side protection, but that's about it. The artifact hunter, which is basically a better version of I can't remember the name of the suit, the Wastelander, I think. I forget. Ghost Sunrise, which also has a little bit of a stealth aspect to it. Of course, Scars, which I just showed. Fang's exoskeleton, which the big difference is now it carries 145 kilograms. Because somebody had noted that why wouldn't you just use this almost always? Because this one was the weight difference between the two and the weight increase, and so it was just a better idea to get this. So I decided to make this higher and make it significantly higher. So it makes it a little more worth it as a choice that you might say, hey, I'm not going to get his, especially if you're going to use heavy guns. Phoenix, then we have Hawaiians, and then finally Poets. So like I said, with this add-on, the main focus was immersion, but immersion in a different way. I've always believed that the best type of immersion was engrossing you in the world and kind of just, I don't know, I don't want to say captivating you, but drawing you into it. I'm not very good with words right now. It is almost 4 in the morning, so, but that's a long story. I work overnight shifts. Anyways, So I have always believed that it was the Thief games are a good example of this. The little little read-me things that you can do, the little books and notes and stuff you can find about the place, the short little dialogues people have. I was just far more immersed into that world through just things like that, through just the little details in that game, than trying to make the game really realistic or make the HUD really minimalistic. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind those things, but that doesn't immerse me in a game. That just sort of tells me that you're doing a lazy out or a quick way to sort of try and immerse people. And I don't find that to be the most effective way. Now, this is only one of many different add-ons. There are some fantastic ones. Like I said, I'm not using the sound overhaul. I just get issues with it every time I use it. It's fantastic. It sounds amazing, and I love the mutant aspect of it. It really adds a depth and layer to it, but I just have issues with it, so I'm not using it for this one. But there are some fantastic add-ons, some of which I don't even use. Like, I don't actually use the boomstick one. I have not used that one ever. I've heard it's good, but I just don't use it. No particular reason, I just don't. And even though I added it into this add-on, or gave compatibility patches, of course you saw me using the artifact one. I like that one. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. So, as I said from the beginning, the Trader Overhaul is a sort of, I don't want to say a community project, but I'll put it that way. And one that I'm always developing. I'm always looking for new suggestions or new little fixes. At this point, it's kind of hard to come up with a new one. That's why the patches have been much more, rare or much less common. Because at this point, I really don't know what the heck to add. It's just kind of throw something out there. So whenever somebody comes up with like a thing that I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, but I don't want to do a patch that's just one item being added or just one or two things. It just seems like a waste, honestly. So I don't like to do that. So with that being said, that's about all. Hopefully you enjoy my Trader Overhaul. Um, It's not perfect, as I like to say. There's definitely some things I'm really debating about adding or getting rid of. I'm really debating about making another Trader Overhaul file, which is just straight up, you just download it, that's it. The compatibility patches or stuff like that, I would run you through it, or I might have files for that, but it'd be just straight up it, and it would probably be without the outfits and nothing else but the traders being adjusted. And the reason why I want to do that is for those that don't want all of that extra stuff. They just want, the base files to be adjusted. Now, the only exception would be the few traders who get added into the, bonus. They change their profile. But other than that, it'd be what you see is what you get. So that's what I want to do in the future, but I'll get to that. I'm busy, of course, with life, and of course with all the crazy stuff going on right now, which I'm not going to get into any details of that. But as always, if you do have any suggestions, I'm all for it, or heck, even criticisms. I don't mind criticism in the least. Hell, you can rip it apart and say, okay, I think this add-on's garbage, and here, let me tell you why. If you have some good things in there, I'll actually take it to heart. If you don't, then I'll just hear what you say and then just continue on with my merry own way. I don't care. Please give your criticisms or any suggestions on things you would like to see changed, as long as they're reasonable enough. I know how to do most things in Anomaly as far as add-ons go. I'm actually working on one right now to reduce the durability damage from fire anomalies, because that one is a pain in the ass. It's not really worth it to try and get most of the fire-based, what's it called? Artifacts, because your durability just goes down so damn quick. So I'm working on that one, and I might be putting that one up sometime soon. as long as it actually works. We'll see. I don't know. But if it works, then fantastic, because my gosh, that needs to be lowered. I don't mind the constant damage or so, but man, that durability loss is just ridiculous. It's like, no thank you. I understand, like, the damage from the spires, the fire spires, or the electric anomalies. I understand that, how much damage it does, but dear God, not just walking about in the damn things. Just way too much damage. But anyways, I probably talked too much. That's about all, my good friends. And if I happen to do some videos in the future, I do. If I don't, all well. But I think that gives us a good little basis for this. So, enjoy.